you have some questions, right? I will just reply them first. Okay, so as I see, okay. Uh, what in your opinions are indication of poverty in a birth chart? In my most common placement for poverty in a birth chart is when Saturn is in second house. Okay. uh, Understand the reason that Saturn represents limitations, restrictions, and second house is wealth. So when person is born with Saturn in second house, it is like limited amount of wealth. Understand, second house is your very initial life. Okay, you have taken birth in the first house. Second house is like your family environment and all. So it represents your very early childhood. And when Saturn is there, it is like your very limited resources in your early childhood. Okay, so this is why. Another thing is that from second house it blocks all the houses of wealth. Okay, understand, second house is wealth. It aspects on the fourth house of real estate matters and properties and all. It aspects eighth house of other people money, business benefits. And then it aspects 11th house, the income. So from every angle, Saturn is blocking the money. Okay, so that's why Saturn in the second house is the main planetary placement where a person can have lots of trouble in gaining wealth or saving wealth. They can have wealth, but they can just spend away, or it can be spent away for some reason, or they may have not having uh, this wealth thing from their early childhood. Okay, that is the thing. Ketu and Rahu, understand, anytime malefic planets are sitting in second house and 11th house. Okay, they make a person not uh, 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 they restrict the ability of person to save the money. They may have money, but they may not be able to save the money. Okay, they may earn some money, but they may spend it away. So whenever malefics are there in second house or 11th house, that is also a planetary placement where they can see poverty because they are not able to save the money. Ketu, although it represents separation by itself, but I don't think that if Ketu is placed in second or 11th house, that person sees poverty, unless and until Ketu is further conjunct or aspected by Saturn. Okay, if Ketu Saturn both are impacting second house or 11th house, that is when the person's ability to gain wealth is very minimum. Okay, so these are the main combinations which can lead to someone having some poverty in his more so in initial life. Okay, as I if I am a child, then I may see poverty in my initial life, but after that it depends upon me. Okay, how much I am putting my effort in the right direction, if I am following my career or not. After that things can be improved. Saturn also represents slow improvement, gradual growth. So when Saturn is second and 11th house, it shows gradual improvement in someone's wealth. Okay, so after that it is all about your own hard work and perseverance and awareness to save your money. Okay, then Aquarius rising Sun, Venus, Mars in ninth house, Moon in Cancer, Saturn in Gemini, Rahu in Scorpio. How do you see the Sun and Moon Dasha? Aquarius rising. Sun should be in Libra in ninth house, right? And then Moon is in Cancer. Again, there's so many planets in ninth house. This person should not work under others' authority. They should work. They should make their own authority. Sun in Libra. Okay. Health wise, it can be disturbing as Sun is debilitated. Uh, Although it is getting Nij Bhang Raj Yoga, but it is only going to help in professional life, not in personal life. So, in business setup career, it is going to be helpful, but when it comes to relationship or health, it is going to be difficult. Then, as I said, business will bring authority. Maybe the knowledge-oriented business, ninth house, guiding, counseling, consultancy, any kind of. Okay. How do you see the moon and sun dasha? Moon is in Cancer, so it is in the sixth house. Person may be interested in taking care of people in health issues, or he may have health issues of mind related health issues, mental health issues for himself, especially if moon is in Ashlesha Nakshatra. Okay, so these are the things which are important. Again, dashas, I may not be able to tell the whole dasha results because it is like long analysis of around 1.5 hours, so that can't be done here. uh, Life moving out of a house and breaking up with a relationship after three. Okay. This chart which you have sent, five planets in Capricorn. Okay. I think it is very similar to Jim Carrey's chart. Let me see. Mm, Jim Carrey. Yeah, January 17, 1962 is Jim Carrey. This person is around the same time. Okay, so we can see from Jim Carrey's life, this person's life also, that he had all the success in movie business and all, but when it comes to relationship matter, he had difficulties. So this person can also gain authority, recognition and all, but when it comes to relationship matters, there will be difficulty. Okay. uh, Reading about Jim Carrey's chart from the site can be helpful. It is available on many other sites, so I didn't mean that only from my site. Okay, so this is the thing. Mm, Moon in 10th house. Moon in 10th house. Moon is mind. 10th house is public. Okay. 10th house is your authority and recognition also. So mind is on authority, recognition, fame when moon is in 10th house. Okay. It is also on father. Mind, moon is mind, 10th house is father. They also seek authority and recognition. Public opinion is very important for them. What will people say? How will people perceive me? Okay, public opinion is very important when moon is in the 10th house. Now, coming to today's question, Jupiter 4th house Pisces, Sagittarius ascendant, how the Jupiter aspects work in Jupiter Dasha. Jupiter aspects, there is a separate video on Jupiter's aspect that will be helpful for you. So, when Jupiter aspects, Jupiter has three aspects, 5th, 7th and 9th. 5th and 9th aspect has the energy of 5th and 9th houses of education and higher education. So wherever Jupiter is aspecting through 5th and 9th aspect, we are supposed to gain education related with that house. Like you have Jupiter in the 4th house, it is aspecting 8th and 12th. So you need to take education related with 8th house and 12th house related matters, And then Jupiter's seventh aspect is about sharing your knowledge with others. So as it aspects your 10th house, it shows that through your career related matters you should be saving your career or work, you should be sharing your uh, knowledge with others, guiding others, counseling others. Okay. uh, seventh lord retrograde Saturn in conjunction with Ketu, uh, placed in the ninth house. For relationship matters, it is a very difficult position because Saturn itself is a malefic planet and difficult planet. Then it is also with Ketu, which represents separation. So for relationship matters, it is a very difficult position. But when it comes to higher education knowledge, this person can have lots of focus on research oriented knowledge. Okay. But even there, like Saturn represents delays, so the results will come with delay, hard work, and perseverance. Libra ascendant, Rahu in 11th house, Jupiter in 5th house. Okay. Going through Rahu Mahadasha, will it help to start his livelihood? Rahu in 11th house. Yeah, the person should have some income, but as I said, whenever malefics are involved in 11th house and second house, like person is unable to save his money. So that's where he and this person needs to focus. But Rahu in 11th house and going through Rahu Dasha, this person should start earning money, start getting some money during this Dasha. Uh, that means his career can start. Okay. I have read your article Venus in Uttar Bhadra. The article you have mentioned in the article you mentioned as Saturn rules Uttar Bhadra Nakshatra. Its position and dignity is important to know what all. Could you please tell how will Saturn in Scorpio 12th house affect Venus in Uttar Bhadra? Okay. So again, Venus is in Pisces in Uttar Bhadra Nakshatra in 4th house, and Saturn is sitting in Scorpio. Saturn is all about delays, hard work, and perseverance. Saturn is in enemy sign also. Understand, Saturn is always challenging. When it goes into enemy signs, then it becomes more challenging. Okay, so it shows that the results of Venus in Uttar Bhadra, Uttar Bhadra is a nakshatra of your mystical pursuits and mystical experiences, higher mystical experiences. Those things can be attained by following some occult and mystical pursuits of Scorpio nature, Scorpio 12th house. But a person has to put his best effort over the longest period of time. Then only he will achieve that. Other results of Venus relationship, wealth, luxury, these things will also come into life after immense hard work and delay. Sun, Mercury, Venus in the 6th house and Moon in 12th house for Scorpio Lagna. What kind of career can be expected? Again, career determination is a long process. Normally it takes at least 1 to 1.5 hour, even on call. Okay, earlier when I was doing this written consultation, other results of Venus okay, relationship, wealth, power, even like other, before I was doing some this written reports. Then it used to take around 2 hours to write the written report. But even orally, if I start telling the career matters, then it will take around 1.5 hours. So that cannot be done here in this session. Okay. But I can just tell you the kind of impact this will have. Moon in 12th house for Scorpio Lagna, mind will find peace in foreign lands, or at least going away from your homeland. Okay, going away from the city you were born in, it will bring peace to your mind. Sun, Mercury, Venus in the sixth house, it shows sixth house is also your conflicts. Whenever three or more planets are involved, person will face lots of things related with that house. So you may face lots of conflicts or obstacles in your life. That can be one of the reason, one of the result. Plus Mercury Venus together makes person either very good with financial nature of work or creative nature of work. So either you can be interested in following your financial pursuits, financial business, or you can be interested in following your creative pursuits. Okay, so these are the indications which are I am getting out of this limited information. Okay. Okay. Any further question? Mm, what about Saturn retrograde in seventh house? The same Saturn is Atmakarka. Does this position will give immature spouse? Uh, it only as Saturn represents maturity or like your realistic nature, practical nature. Okay, it is better if the person is not immature. Okay, we cannot say what type of spouse it will be. Like he will be will he be uh, mature or immature? Okay, normally we relate maturity with age, but even that is not possible. There are people who are very mature even at their in their 60s, and there are people who behave maturely in their 20s also. Okay, so that is another thing. Ideally he should be matured. The spouse in this case, he should be matured, because this relationship can sustain over a long period of time only if both the parties are mature. Okay, so this is the way we can interpret it. Okay, he should be mature. Whether he will be mature or not, we cannot say, but he should be matured. This relationship will function well only if both the partners are mature enough. Okay. Other significations means this position Saturn in the seventh house can give other results also, like dissatisfaction or frustration in relationship. Saturn also represents long distances, so there is a possibility of long distance relationship also. So all these characteristics are possible. Saturn also represents old age, so it can happen that spouse is way older than the person, 8 to 10 years older than person himself. Okay. Hello, Sheetal madam, how are you? Any question? Sorry. Okay. Rahu in 10th house in Vishakha Nakshatra. Will Rahu Mahadasha be good? Vishakha, whether it is in Libra or Scorpio. Okay. Again, Rahu in the 10th house brings a strong desire of fame. Okay. These people like to have a recognition. They want people to know them. Okay. I'm speaking Rahu in the 10th house, Leo. So Rahu in the 10th house always makes person having this desire of getting recognition of fame. Okay, here he is in Vishakha Nakshatra, whether it is in Libra or Scorpio, person will desire fame. Okay, in Libra sign it is more through like business setup work. In Scorpio sign, maybe possible interest in occult side of life or mystical side of life, research oriented subject, plus going through major transformations. Okay, they will grow in their career or work when they go through major transformations in their life. Okay, it means that whenever some major change is coming, they should not resist the change. They should go through that change. That will bring better authority to them. Understand it like this: suppose I am in a job, okay, and I am not feeling happy there, and then I get another job offer or opportunity, then I should go for it. Okay, I should go for it. It will bring higher authority or higher recognition. Or even if I have any business idea, then also I should go for it, because it will again bring higher authority or better recognition to the person. But otherwise, Rahu in Scorpio, like, it can give very troublesome relationship with authority figures, either at home or at work. Okay, so that is also there, because Scorpio is the sign of major changes. Rahu represents enhancing thing or expanding things. So it is like major changes in their relationship with authority figures, either at work or at home. Okay, and they may not have very good relationship with their father. Okay, Libra, Rahu in Libra in Vishakha is very much a counselor. Vishakha is the nakshatra of counselors, because it is ruled by Jupiter. Okay, so it can make someone a counselor, or a like this guide kind of person. Plus Vishakha also represents this uh, uh, two branches. Vishakha literally means two branches, two directions of life. So they can have multiple businesses also. Okay. First thing, they should go into the business. Okay. Then only they will get the authority, recognition, and fame with Rahu in 10th house in Libra. And then they can have multiple businesses also. Okay. One of them can be a counselor. Okay. So if Saturn is in Ardhana Nakshatra 9th house, what should be a stream of higher studies for Libra ascendant? Saturn in 9th house, if Saturn is in Ardhara. So, ninth house is higher education. Saturn represents technology. Saturn represents many things when it comes to education, like law, technology. In Ardhara, it is more about your IT related matters. Okay. They can be interested in IT related matters or technology related matters. That can be an area of education, but again uh, this will require some uh, long term and long analysis. Okay, I cannot just say that. Saturn is as Matra Karaka. Could you please explain what can happen? Saturn as Matra Karaka. It can give difficult relationship with mother. It can bring some stress, frustration at home. Depending upon Saturn's position, it is like person can be staying away from the homeland. Ideally, he should try not to have a property in their own name, but otherwise it will be a like very painful process for getting that property. Okay, it is like I am trying my level best over the longest period of time, then I will have a property, and after seeing so many stress. Okay, so that's where Saturn as Matra Karaka, okay, can can give result. For career, what matters the most? Who holds the highest say on career in chart? Our 10th house. Okay, so we cannot say that this thing is more important or that thing is more important. The steps which I follow for career determination of a person is like first ascendant and ascendant lord's position, second ascendant nakshatra and ascendant nakshatra lord position, then third is second house and second house lord position, fourth is 11th house and 11th house lord position, fifth is 10th house and 10th house lord position, sixth Bhrigu Bindu, seventh Rahu, eighth Atmakaraka, Amatkaraka, ninth Dasha. Okay, these are the 9 steps which I follow for getting someone's career. If the person has 3 or more planets in one house, that is one additional step, 10 steps you can say. That's why I am saying that career determination is a very long process. Even if I want to help you people here in these questions, I cannot help, because one career determination for one person will take at least 1.5 hours. Okay, so that is not possible here. So these are the 9-10 steps which I follow to understand someone's career. Okay, we cannot say that this thing is more important or that thing is more important. Every step of these each step of these 10 steps is equally important. How the planets give results as Jiva Karaka or Ajiva Karaka? Okay, every planet or every house represents something living and something non-living. Like Venus represents your currency, wealth, your conveniences, and all. Venus represents your relationship. Wealth is your non-living significances, and relationship is your living significances. What it means is that the main thing which we need to remember in Jiva Karka and Ajiva Karka is that if you are putting efforts in Ajiva Karka, you will still get the results regardless of your planetary positions. Regardless, even if Venus is debilitated, it will still give you wealth if you are putting your best effort. Okay, but if Venus is not well placed and you are putting efforts in your relationship, then it is not sure whether you are going to get result, because the relationship matters. The Jiva Karakas also depend on other person. Okay, understand it like this. I may like to continue a relationship, but my partner may not like to continue. Okay, this is where the difficulties come in Jiva Karakas. Relationship matters. Ajiva Karaka can still give you the result. Same planet can give you the result in Ajiva Karaka, and same planet can deny you the result of Jiva Karaka. Is in Libra. Thanks a lot. Yeah, you are. Is in business detailed explanation. Thank you. Career determination take 2 hours minimum. Right. Thank you for understanding. Right. So career takes hours to predict, and yes, if big conjunction is there, like my Taurus, it pulled me in fashion profession after doing PhD. Right. Whenever three or more planets are there, that area of life will always be active. Okay, like I have three planets in Shravana. I am always listening to people and counseling people. It is all about communication. Thank you. You're welcome. Okay, no further question. Short and sweet. Mukesh ji. Suggest some remedies. Rahu and Mars in 10th house. I am Pisces ascendant, Leo moon sign. Sir, if I have remedy, I will use for myself. Why will I give to anyone else? Understand this simple logic, right? If any astrologer, forget about me, if any astrologer has any remedy, he should use for himself, right? Why he should sell it off? If I have any remedy to improve my life, I should use for myself. Why would I give it to you? Okay, there is nothing like remedy and all. Okay, uh, my only remedy is meditation, nothing else. Saturn Venus in fifth house for Gemini ascendant. Here Venus is Atma Karaka. Can one do trading? If I understand well enough, you are asking for stock trading. Uh, Saturn Venus in fifth house for Gemini ascendant. Here Venus is, yeah, there is a possibility that a person can go into financial nature of business, which includes stock trading and all. And but one important thing you need to remember, that as Saturn is involved, Saturn is long duration. So make your investments for long durations. Okay, make your investment for long term. then only you are going to get good results out of this Saturn Venus. You cannot expect quick returns. That's what I mean to say. Don't go for intraday trading. Make a long term investment, then only you can expect good results. It also depends upon the dashas you are going through. Okay. Could you please enlighten how can we predict about the healing time of a person suffering from certain diseases? Sixth house is the main house of diseases. Fifth house is 12th from the sixth. Okay. Fifth house is 12th from the sixth. 12th is always the house of losses. So fifth house represents loss of your illness or your recovery. You have loss of illness, that means you recovered from your illness. Okay. So whenever fifth house is getting activated as per the dasha and the transit, then you can expect that things can be improving in health matters and person can have better health. Okay. So fifth house activation is necessary. Okay. Saturn Rahu in Revati, so many talks to me for long, and then suddenly I come to know they died. Means almost death declaration of many is unbearable. And remedy, I too don't believe in remedies other than meditation, healing, bhajan, kirtan, feeding animals or poor. That's good. Thanks for sharing. How to know is second marriage time in astrology? For me, every marriage time, relationship time, again, you have to distinguish between the two. Astrologically, we can only see the relationship timing, okay, not marriage timing, because marriage remains a social institution. So marriage remains a social institution. It depends upon your social conditions. Okay. So astrologically we can only see when you can be in relationship with someone, or it is also like when you can get some alliances. So it is always the seventh house, seventh lord. So important houses for relationships: second house, seventh house, 11th house, their lords. Eighth house is also a possible one because it represents relationship benefits, plus planets like Jupiter, Venus, and Dharakaraka. Okay, whenever the person is going through dasha of these planets and also the transits are happening, then person can get into relationship or alliance. After that, social circus begins. Okay, after that it is all about your society. Okay, wherever you are living. Yeah, after that it is like whether that person is beautiful, whether you are beautiful, whether that person has a car, whether you have a home. Okay, all these are non-astrological things, and no astrology book says that a person cannot get married if he doesn't have a home. Okay, these are not astrological rules. So that's why marriage as an institution depends upon your society. You can meet someone, you can get some alliances through astrological predictions. Okay. Thanks, sir. I lost some money during intraday and my fifth house in Pap Kartri. Again, it shows that you should have this long-term investment kind of things, and that may help you better in your investments or trading and all. Very practical advice. Thank you, Sunita madam. How are you? Long time no see. So this is the thing. Okay, any further question? What if fifth lord is in conjunction with 11th lord? Okay, but sits in 12th lord. For stock trading, am I supposed to avoid that field? I might lose money. Or Cancer ascendant Venus rules 11th house, Mars rules the 5th house, position in 12th house. Okay, Venus, Mars in Ardhara, Ardhara Lord Rahu in third house nakshatra, third Hasta nakshatra, in second Purva Falguni, Mercury in Purva Falguni. I don't think it will end up in some losses. Understand, these are again the differences between Jiva Karaka and Ajiva Karaka. Okay, here intraday trading can help. Okay, understand, Mars is quick results. Okay, Mars is about achieving something very quickly. Okay, Mars is going 8 places. This is also important. Eighth house always represents sudden events. Okay, now it is sitting with Venus in 12th house, Gemini, Ardhara. Ardhara is one of the important nakshatras of stock market or share trading and all. Now Mars is going 8 places, so here intraday trading can be helpful. Here you can make quick gains. Here the long term investments may not help. Okay, so you may try. You can try with the minimum amount. Even if you lose it, you should not feel regret. Okay, so that is the thing. Just for trying purpose. Okay, whatever minimum amount you can invest, just see if you are getting the return. But as I see, you should get return. Other things like living karakas, jiva karakas of Mars, Venus, and fifth house related matters, those things we can say you will have a sense of loss. Because they are going in 12th house of losses, you will have a sense of loss. Otherwise, in non-living significances, I don't see any major loss. Okay, so you can try with the minimum amount of investment, just to see how it is going. Try for short-term investment, maybe intraday. Okay. Okay. Recently, I read D9 Scorpio ascendant is cursed. Your comments, please. I am D1 Scorpio ascendant. I am overall cursed, right? By this logic, nothing is cursed. Understand? Okay. If God has given you birth, then you are blessed. You are not cursed. Okay. The first thing and the basic thing. If God has given us birth, if universe has given us life, then it is a blessing. It can never be a curse. No matter which sign is falling where, it is not a curse. It is life is just a blessing. Okay, how it depends on how we utilize it. So I don't think any planetary placement is cursed. Even there is a like this Shrapiti yoga, cursed yoga, Rahu Saturn together. I have it in my 10th house. So even then I don't feel like cursed. Okay. Understand where all these terminology have started. Okay, we have a set criteria of life. Okay, we have a very set criteria that a person is supposed to take birth. For first 15-16 years he should take his school education, then he should go for college, then by 25 he should clear his college, then he should have a relationship or marriage, then should have a, so it is like a compartmentalized life. Okay, and if someone is not living that compartmentalized life, then society is in fear. Okay, because he is going against the trend. Okay, he is doing something wrong, so he can be like a threat to other people. Okay, so that's why it is necessary to create this terminology that this person is cursed, or that yoga is cursed, or that placement is cursed. Okay, we have tried to compartmentalize life, which is not possible. Okay, so these terminologies are invented just to make the other person feel that okay, he is doing something wrong, but he is also living his own life. Okay, as per the God's wish. So I don't think that there is something like cursed or anything like dosha in your chart. Again, I will tell the basic thing is that your chart is made of three information. Okay, your birth time, your birthplace, and your birth date. Okay, these three information, or these three things were decided for you by universe cannot decide anything wrong for you. Your chart is perfect for your life, my chart is perfect for my life. How we utilize our chart depends on us. That's it. Okay, nothing is cursed. Same thing is said about D9 Aquarius. I didn't know about it. Okay, honestly, I never knew about this cursed thing for Scorpio and Aquarius. I am a Scorpio, my sister is Aquarius ascendant. Okay, so I didn't know about that this thing about curse and all. Okay, uh, yeah, some people can have more difficult life, and some people can have less difficult life, but we all are having difficulties. Okay, uh, it looks like I can tell you my experience that when I was not in this profession, okay, I was not in astrology, or I was not doing consultations. Uh, in those days, I used to feel that my life is like very troublesome, very challenging kind of. But when I started interacting with people, and I started knowing other people life, then I realized that okay, I am actually blessed one. Okay, I have much better life than many other people who are going through their life with difficulties. Okay, so everyone has some or the other challenge in life. Okay, so I don't see anyone is cursed, or anyone is shrapit, or dosha, and nothing. Your chart is, as I said, your chart is perfect for your life. Even the difficulties we face in our life are very important. We all we all learn in our life in the times of our great disappointments. Okay, whenever we go through the biggest difficulties in our life, those biggest difficulties bring us biggest lessons, biggest learnings of life. So that's why I say that even if it is cursed, then also it is blessing in disguise, because it will bring some great learning for you, okay, which is going to help you in your overall life. Okay, so first of all, remove these things from your mind, that this is cursed or that is cursed. Everything is blessing. You are alive, that is a blessing, right? I am alive, that is a blessing. There was no need for me to be alive today, still universe has given me one more day to live. Okay, so this is what I mean to say. Universe would have functioned today without me also. There was no need for me to be alive, still universe has given me one more day to live. So I am blessed in a way, if I see so. Okay, I am enjoying my life after I became astrologer and healer and meditated, as I have Shrapit and came Dhrum both. Same here, madam. Shrapit and came Dhrum both. Okay. So, but it is nice. Came Dhrum yoga is, as I understand, it is a very creative yoga. This person likes to be a loner. Okay, and loves to be alone, and he loves to when you are alone, you are going to do something creative, something, you are going to utilize your mind to an extreme. Okay, so that is that is again a blessing in disguise to have came dhrum yoga in chart. This may reminded me something. Let me check. 22nd May 1942. Okay. Creative. Yo, we need to be reminded of how. So I tell you one story, a very small story. But it may help you in understanding what I am trying to say. There was a Buddhist monk, okay, and this Buddhist monk, every morning he used to give preaching to his disciples, and when he used to finish the preaching, he used to finish with the words that life is perfect. So one day, one of his disciple is frustrated, okay, from his life. So he just got angry, and he when preaching ended and this monk said life is perfect, then he just stood up and he said that do you see this hunchback on me? So this guy was having a hunchback. So this disciple said, do you see this hunchback on me? I am carrying this from my childhood. Do you still say that my life is perfect? So this monk replied, this is the most perfect hunchback I have seen in my life. So even if we are going through some troubles in life, some difficulties in life, and some imperfections in life, even those imperfections are perfectly placed in life. They are required, they are necessary to make us learn something. If we are not having any difficulty, I am telling you, if we don't have hunger inside us, 99% of us will not work and will not do anything in life. Okay, hunger is very much necessary to make us work. Otherwise we will just chill out, we will not do anything. Okay, so even our troubles are very necessary to make us grow and evolve in our life. Okay, so that's why even our imperfections in our life, or some difficulties, troubles in our life are perfectly placed. They cannot be anywhere else. Okay. How much do you charge for predicting profession? Career consultations are 25 USD. It is around 1800 rupees. You can get more information on astrosaxena.in under services tab. Okay, I think we are done. If there is any other question. So yeah, I was seeing this guy's chart, bird details. I just want about this thing. Came through yoga. Let me see if he had it. Then I will tell you about this person. 1942, 22nd May 1942, 6:45. No, he didn't have. Okay. So and this is the chart of Unibomber, Ted Kaczynski. Okay. Uh, he lived a very. He used to. If you just research about this person, Ted Kaczynski or the Unibomber, it is like he lived most of the life in nature. He never lived in society like cities or towns, nothing like that. He built his cabin in a forest and he lived there. Okay, so that's why I felt that he might be having this came through yoga, which makes a person lunar. So but he doesn't didn't have it. Moon in Cancer, but it is having Jupiter Mars before it in Gemini and Rahu in Leo. It may be because of something else. Ketu in Aquarius, he has. I also have Ketu in Aquarius. It is one of the placement Ketu in Aquarius because Aquarius is like a big group of people and large organizations and all. Ketu represents separation. It separates person from interacting with big group of people or interacting with people and all. Okay, it can make a person loner when Ketu is in Aquarius. Okay. Yes, Saturn in Scorpio and 12th house. I think we discussed it last time, and I think you only asked it. Please don't ask repetitive questions. It doesn't serve any purpose. I will give the same reply. Okay. Saturn in Scorpio and 12th house. Take care while you are traveling and driving to foreign lands. I have seen people getting into legal troubles in foreign lands. Person needs to put their best. And then a person needs to put efforts in saving his wealth. Okay, when Saturn is in Scorpio. But again, I would suggest not to repeat questions. It will be helpful for all of us. Thank you for sharing that story. Expectations and attachment tend to blur our thoughts. It would be nice to share such stories in your live sessions. Yeah, I am actually planning, but I don't have any idea how to plan it. Okay, so I am thinking of having more sessions during the week also, and I'm thinking about covering different topics. One of the topic is also spirituality. If we can have a discussion on spiritual topics and questions. I'm still in the formation phase. I'm trying to figure out how I will do it. So maybe I will make a inbox for question email, email ID for questions only. I will take all questions first and I will choose on which questions I want to talk. Maybe I may do something like this, but I'm I'm in phase of making these things. Okay, so maybe from March first week we will have more sessions. Okay, thank you. Thanks for joining. Uh, Take care. Enjoy your Sunday, and see you next week. Okay, take care. Venus Mercury in Swati for Cancer Ascendant. Venus Mercury in Swati. Venus Mercury in Swati. Swati is about independence. In relationship matters, this person can be very independent. In business, this person should be in business setup. Swati is like, split this word into two parts: swa plus ati, extreme of self. So Swati is all about extremely independent people. Cancer ascendant, third house, fourth house Libra, Swati. Fourth house is your home, private offices. Libra is the sign of business. Swati is extremely independent people. Venus, Mercury together. Okay. Now this person can be like in business of his creative interest, or he can be in business related with financial nature of work. But this person needs to work independently. Okay. I hope it is useful. Let's meet next week. Take care. Enjoy your Sunday.